Our first guest today is Amy Myers, Director of Marketing and Community Relations for Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center. Well, Amy, welcome back to the show. It's such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Well, you're welcome. For our viewers who haven't met you before, why don't you tell us a little bit about your role at Brunswick Medical Center?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I've been at the hospital, I guess it'll be 7 years coming up, which is hard to believe. My title is Director of Marketing and Community Relations, but really kind of involved in a lot of things at the hospital. Marketing and community relations, certainly a big part of it, but also our foundation, which is the fundraising arm of the hospital. And I'm also involved from an oversight standpoint with our guest services and volunteers and chaplaincy programs. So I have a really fun job. I get to work with a lot of the really fun parts of things at the hospital and love working alongside the doctors and the nurses and the staff at the hospital as well.
Wow, you are a busy young woman.
Well, some days it does feel that way.
We're here today to talk about the new name for the hospital.
That's right.
Okay. So tell us about this new logo and the brand that was recently implemented. Yeah,
it's been a big change, and you'll probably find all of us kind of tripping over our words as we get used to a new name.
Yeah.
It's a big change for us. We essentially have changed our name across the whole Novant Health system to the leading brand of Novant Health. And in our area, that doesn't seem entirely unusual because we already had Novant in our facility name.
Right.
But we were the only hospital in Novant that used that word in our name at all. So it's a big change across the system. And for us, what it means is when we answer the phones now, we answer them Novant Health instead of with our Brunswick facility name. When you see our signs, you see Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center. So it's changed our name. We've also changed our logo, the new look and feel to our logo. It's essentially a large N with a colon and then the words Novant Health beside it. And if you see it, there's kind of a hidden message in it that some people see right off the bat and some people it takes a little longer to see. And what that is right where the colon is, there's actually a hidden H, which is kind of gives indication of the hospital sign that we've always seen for so long.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of it like
and I guess
that.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a fun element to the logo. So it's just a strong new identity for us. And the really great part is, tourists, for example, are in Charlotte. They always knew Presbyterian Hospital in Charlotte. Now it's Novant Health Presbyterian Medical Center. It's the same logo, that same N with the colon and the Novant Health. So when they're in Charlotte or if they're vacationing here, they know that we're family, we're related, and I think that's a real benefit to people. If they're comfortable with that hospital, they can know they can be comfortable with this one as well. So we're excited about that.
Great. Well, what about the color? I hear there's a new color scheme going on.
Yeah, I did forget to mention that. It is. The new color is called aubergine.
Okay.
It's a new word to all of us. I think we've all been learning that one.
I like that word.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Very good. It's essentially, if you look it up, sometimes people will say it's kind of an eggplant purple. So we're getting used to calling it aubergine, but people are really excited about it. It's distinctive and different, something that, while a color doesn't matter in a huge way, it does help us to stand out and hopefully be more recognizable.
I think you'll stand out because not too many facilities utilize that color.
Yeah. And we hope that that's a benefit to the public because, if they're looking for us and they can easily identify us because of a color, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That is a good thing. Well, when does all this occur?
We actually launched the new brand on April 17th. So that being said, it's just been a few weeks, and knowing that, you'll still see the old logo for some time. Kind of what prompted this whole change was that the logo we had worked for a long time. It was kind of the green and blue with what we called the delicate arch, probably more commonly called the swoosh or the eyebrow, something like that. But if you, a really observant consumer, a community member might notice that all of our physician practices and all of our hospitals had that, but you kind of had to really pay attention. Now it's much easier to see, but you're still going to see that delicate arch around probably through the end of the year. It's going to take us some time to make the transition, so we've changed key signs and things like that, but it'll take a little while to get all our forms and uniforms and things like that changed.
Well, I imagine there are some extra benefits to having all the Novant hospitals utilizing Novant Health in the title. Talk to me a little bit about what you think some of those advantages might be.
Well, I think, kind of to speak to what we said before, just recognizable in all the communities we serve, so that's one really great benefit. In addition, we're really proud of what the Novant Health hospitals have been doing, in particular in the quality realm, quality of care. And in the past, you could look at a list of, say, the top 20 hospitals in the state from a quality of care standpoint, and you would never notice that probably 10 to 12 of them were Novant Health facilities, because based on our names, you didn't see that. But now you'll know. And so I think that's a real strong benefit to the community in knowing the benefits that the Novant Health system offers to patients.
So is this just a name and a logo change across the system?
You're right. That's what we've talked about mostly, but what we've asked employees and physicians to leave with is really that it's not just about a logo and a color. It's really about a new promise that we're making to the community, because that's really what a brand is. We've got a new logo, but a brand is really what you want to promise to your customers, your community. And for us, that promise really centers around making healthcare remarkable. We want to bring healthcare to people in an easier, simpler format. One of the key phrases is when and where you need it. So we want to offer the world-class technology and care that you expect, but what healthcare in general as an industry hasn't done a great job of is the when and where you need it, making it convenient and simpler and affordable, because really we know hardly anyone wants to be with us. We joke that it's maternity, people having babies, and plastic surgery. Ooh, that's about the only time that you really want to be with us. Otherwise, your goal is to get back to the life, to get back to your family, to the things you enjoy. And so we want to make it easy, simple along the way, because you're going to have to interact with the healthcare system at some point, and then make that easy so you can just get back to what you really want to do. So that's really the promise. Which is
so it is more than just a new face or a new logo.
It absolutely is.
That promise.
It is.
You're going to get that same remarkable health care that you get at all Novant facilities.
Absolutely.
And it'll be an easier experience.
That's right. And it is a change for us, because I think we've always focused on wanting to have a great experience, but the when and where you need it, simpler, more affordable. We know we still have work to do along that path, and we've got some changes that we're implementing now to help us meet that promise that we're making to our communities.
Well, what changes will patients in the community see as a result of this new brand?
Yeah, well, I think, at face value, new signs, some new uniforms. Our guest services staff at the front desk are actually going to start wearing the aubergine. Our volunteers are going to be wearing aubergines, so they'll be very recognizable. Our paperwork will change, all those kinds of things. But in addition, what I hope, and what leaders across Novant Health hope, is that you'll see a new commitment to that promise and all that we're doing as well.
And is that how it will impact the employees fulfilling that promise?
It is, essentially, and we've tried to really work with employees to get them very excited and engaged, and they are on board in a huge way and excited about this change and ready to share it with our communities.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you about this. I think it's a great thing for Brunswick County, and I look forward to seeing that new aubergine color.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to be here. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.